So obviously you're now talking a little bit more publicly about Shopify and how you're involved heavily with Shopify, kind of exposing that element a little bit more. Yeah. What my next question is how do you know a store or a niche on Etsy has the potential of doing well on Shopify? Because there are some brands that you run where you originally started them on Etsy and brought them over, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so the interesting thing, obviously a lot of people watching this know me talking about Etsy dropshipping, and maybe some people know me talking about Shopify branding. And there's a lot of opportunity for kind of cross-pollination there, because if you've had a winner that works on Etsy dropshipping, you can kind of bring it over to sometimes create a legitimate brand, right? Yeah. As much as a legitimate brand you can kind of create, right? So there's obviously levels to kind of the brands we have. Some are, okay, basically this is just pretty much a dropshipping product we just bought in bulk and fucking selling it and it makes money, right? Cool. Super low barrier to entry. Well, not super, but pretty low barrier to entry out of all the brands we have. And then we have the really but the really high effort stuff where we've actually customized and actually custom made fucking products, which is super difficult and super annoying. So it's like, there's obviously a spectrum there, and there's a spectrum to how much you can bring over to Etsy, from Etsy to Shopify, and also vice versa as well. Like the My Licorice brand, for example. So it's a sweets brand. If you're from the UK, mylicorice.co.uk, go buy your licorice.
Hard discs
are the best ones.
Yeah.
But that works on Etsy, but it will never, ever do $1,000 a month. On Etsy, it just won't, because it's kind of higher ticket. We're more selling based upon brand and perceived value, and it's hard to get across the brand and perceived value on Etsy, where you've got a limit with the character description. You can't add pictures of the licorice being made. You can't add all these pretty things, right? So it's quite hard to actually get that across.
And Etsy isn't the best for branding.
No one gives a fuck about it on Etsy.
No.
So you kind of got to be aware of, like, Ridge wallets, for example. Ridge wallets, it's like a cool metal wallet, right?
Yeah, I've got one.
Super cool brand. They do fucking a fuck ton, right? Obviously, they are fucking killing it.
Yeah.
They do way different numbers to what I do, right? Like I think they've sold like 3 million wallets, some ridiculous thing, right? But something like that is heavily like brand element, right? Because typically on Etsy, that's not really going to work because no one gives a fuck that it's called Ridge. They just want to buy a cool wallet for their husband, right? So they're looking for a cool wallet, and it's normally going to be a female buying it as a gift. So it's a bit of a different thing. But there's a lot of opportunity for cross-pollination, because maybe you find a really interesting product on Etsy that's selling really well, either for yourself or for someone else, but no one's been selling it on Facebook, and it's not there on Facebook. So obviously there's a lot of opportunity to bring it over. My first ever Etsy store, right? That I started October 2021. It did £4,000 revenue first month and £32,000 revenue second month, and made me £10,000 profit in 60 days time. That was a Facebook product that I was running and I'm still running to this day, and it still works incredibly well on Facebook. Obviously not as well as it used to work, because we've kind of washed out all the customers, because we've done, off the top of my head, like 500,000 with it, whatever, right? But we transitioned that over to Etsy, and it worked incredibly well. So but then also other people, there's a little bit of competition now. So it's like, okay, I, as an individual person, could come and see, like, wait, that's a cool product. The average order value is high enough. It's like above $30. So it's high enough where I can sell it with Facebook ads and actually make good money. Perceived value there. It's cool, unique, blah, blah, blah. It's useful, this sort of thing. So that would work on Facebook. And obviously it did work on Facebook. Yeah. I first found it on Facebook. So there's a lot of opportunity to go
back and forth. Exactly.
Yeah. And obviously with all of our Etsy stores as well, of reasonable standing, we've created Shopify stores, and we have pretty much tested all of the winning products on Facebook.
Yeah.
Some of them work better than others, but majority of them were like medium winners. Like,
it's all just about testing them, really, though, isn't it?
Yeah. It's all just testing. It's the same thing with e-commerce, right? It's just fucking testing.